Hello friends, in this session we are going to discuss question 21 to 25 of class 8 Aryabhatta paper 2020 section B. So let's look at this question. The ratio of 5 raised to power 20.20 is to 5 raised to power 20.19 is same as. So what we have to find out is the ratio of this in the simplified format out of the given options. So now clearly we can write this as 5 raised to power 20.19 plus 0.01 divide by 5 raised to power 20.19. Now using the laws of exponents, we can write this numerator as 5 raised to power 20.19 into 5 raised to power 0.01, and this is divided by 5 raised to power 20.19. So this cancels with this, so this becomes 5 raised to power 0.01 is to 1, which is option C. So option C is the answer to this question. You can refer to the video on laws of exponents for this explanation. Moving to the next question. In triangle ABC, AC is equal to BC and S is the circumcenter. So let's first of all draw this diagram. We have this isosceles triangle such that AC, now let's name it a little differently. Let's call it this, so that we can say that AC is equal to BC. Right, so this is the triangle and S is the circumcenter of this. Now since AC is equal to BC, if we draw a median over here, this will also be perpendicular to AB. Let's call this point E. The circumcenter will lie on this. Let's mark this as point S over here. Now we draw perpendiculars from this point S on both AC and BC. And what we are given is, since S is the circumcenter, AS is equal to BS is equal to CS. Right? This is because S is the circumcenter of this triangle, and S will also lie on ACE. CE. This is the median that we had drawn from C on the line AB. Now looking at this triangle AES, which is this triangle, and we look at the triangle BES. So if we see angle E is 90 degree for both these triangles, AS is equal to BS because these are the radius of the circumcircle, and SE is common. So triangle AES and triangle BES are congruent by the rule RHS. So this would imply, now here we know that angle ASB is given to be 150 degree. This angle is given to be 150 degree. Right? So we can say that angle ASE will be equal to half of 150, which means it is 75 degree. And this would imply, in this right angle triangle AES, this would imply that angle SAE is equal to 15 degree by the angle sum property of the triangle. We have the sum of the angles to be 180 degree. One angle is 90, the other is 75. So angle SAE is 15 degree. Now if we see triangle ASC and triangle BSC. Now here it is given that AC is equal to BC, given in the question, and AS is equal to BS is equal to CS. We've already mentioned in the first step. So this would imply that these two triangles are congruent. ASC, triangle ASC is congruent to triangle BSC. Now this implies that angle ASC is equal to angle BSC, right? And if we look at this complete angle, this is 360 degree. So, and angle ASB is 150 degree. So we can say that angle ASC is equal to angle BSC is equal to 360 minus 150 by 2. So this comes out to be 105 degree, right? So angle ASC is 105 degree. Now in triangle ASC, we know that this angle is 105 degree. Now angle SAC will be equal to angle SCA. Why? Because AS is equal to CS. So the opposite angles are equal. So this would be equal to 180 minus 105 by 2. So this comes out to be 37.5 degree. So now what we have to find out is angle CAB, and this is nothing but angle CAS plus angle SAE. CAS or SAC is the same thing, so this is 37.5 degree plus SAE is 15 degree. So this becomes 52.5 degree, which is option B. So this is the answer to this question. Option B, 52.5 degree is the answer to this question. And for all the congruency rules and other rules, angle sum property, you can refer to the other videos on triangles. We'll be providing links to all of these videos in the description below. So let's move to the next question. The digit at units place of the simplified form of this expression is. So now obviously, while we have to find out the units digit, we cannot be simplifying these individually and then adding them or subtracting them, right? 261 raised to power 20. This is not what we'll calculate, right? So there is a way to find the units digit, and for this again you can refer to a separate video on that, the link of which is given in the description. So let's start with the first one, which is 261 raised to power 20. So we'll find out the units digit of each of these and then perform the addition subtraction operation as required. So we know that any number whose units digit is 1 raised to power anything will always have a units digit of 1. I am not explaining it here because it is all explained in a separate video. Let's take the second one, which is 103 raised to power 2021. So for units digit of this, we know that for any number whose units digit is 3 raised to power something, we can find out the unit digit by 3 raised to power 1 will always be 3. 3 raised to power 2 will be units digit 9. 3 raised to power 3 will give you a units digit of 7. 3, this number raised to the power 4 will give a units digit of 1, and with 5, power of 5, it will again give a units digit of 3, and so on. So now this 103 raised to power 21 can be written as 4 into 505 plus 1, right? Or you can say this is of the form 4k plus 1. The power is of the form 4k plus 1, which will mean the fifth power, units digit of the fifth power will apply here. So the units digit here would become 3. Moving to the third one, 576 raised to power 2019, and we know that any number whose units digit is 6 raised to power anything will always have a units digit 6. So we put it here. And the last one is 6205 raised to power 2018. Again, any number having a units digit 5 raised to any power will always have a units digit of 5. So we have to find the final units digit after performing this operation. So what we'll do is we'll perform this operation only on the units digit of these. So we have for 261 the units digit is 1. Then for 103 raised to power 2021 we have the units digit as 3. For 576 raised to power 2019 we have the units digit as 6. And for the last one, which is 6205 raised to power 2018, the units digit is 5. So this becomes 1 plus 3 minus 6 plus 5. So this comes out to be 3, which is option C is the answer to this question. Moving to the next question. When a positive integer a is divided by b, the remainder comes out to be 24. If a by b is given to be 3.75, then we have to find the value of a plus b. So first of all, a by b is given to be 3.75. So we can write that a is equal to 3b plus 0.75b. Right, so this is a perfect multiple of b. So this means the remainder that comes out will be 0.75b. When a is divided by b, the remainder will be 0.75b, and this is given to be 24. In the question it is mentioned that the remainder comes out to be 24. So we get b is equal to 24 by 0.75. So we can simplify this and b comes out to be 32. Right, so this gives a equal to 3.75b, which is nothing but 3.75 into 32, and that is 120. Now we have to find out a plus b. This is 120 plus 32, so this comes out to be 152, which is option D. So option D is the answer to this question. Now moving to the last question of this session, we have to find the minimum value of the given expression. Now first of all, with this expression, it is using it directly, we cannot find out what will be the minimum value, right? So we cannot be doing hit and trial for this. What we'll do is we'll first try to simplify it as much as possible, right? So let's first of all try to get the numerator in terms of denominator. So now we can write the numerator as minus 2 by 3. So we have multiplied and divided with 2 by 3, minus 2 by 3 in fact. So this becomes minus 3x square plus 18x minus 9 by 2. So this we can simply just multiply this and see that we get what is there in the numerator, and this divide by minus 3x square plus 18x plus 1. This is the same as denominator, we've just written it in this way. Now this can be written as, the numerator here could be written as minus 2 by 3 into minus 3x square plus 18x plus 1 minus 11 by 2, again by the same denominator. I am not writing it, I've just written it as denominator. So now this, if we simplify, this part is same as the denominator, so this comes out to be minus 2 by 3 plus 11 by 3, and here we have the denominator. Right, we've just done simplification of it, just simplified it, doing whatever calculations, whatever multiplication, division were required, so as to get the simplified version of this given expression. Now again we can, again this denominator, it is not possible directly to find out what will be the minimum value. So what we do here is, we write it as, we try to make it a perfect square. So we write it as 28 minus 3x square plus 18x minus 27. Right? Again we write it as 28 minus, if we take out 3 common, we get x square minus 6x plus 9. And this we know is a perfect square, so we'll write it as x minus 3 whole square. Right, so we've just written it in the form of perfect square. Why do we want to write it as a perfect square? Because then we'll be sure that what could be the range of this perfect square. We know that the perfect square is not going to be negative, and we can take the values accordingly. Now if you actually look at this can take a value from minus infinity to infinity, but since we are given the options, what we'll do is, we'll find out the local minima in that range. What will be the minimum value of this expression? So if we take x equal to 3, this expression, this perfect square becomes 0. So what we get is minus 2 by 3 plus 11 by 3 into 28. Now why are we taking x equal to 3? Because at x equal to 3, this is becoming 0, and due to that, otherwise since x minus 3 whole square is always going to be positive, there's always going to be 28 minus something, which will reduce the denominator and hence increase the value of this fraction, which would mean that the value that we get is not the minimum value. So for the local minimum value at x equal to 3, it will be minimum. So we are finding out this value here. So this we can say is minus 56 plus 11 by 3 into 28. This comes out to be minus 45 by 3 into 28. This is nothing but minus 15 by 28, which is option B. So option B is the answer to this question, but the important thing to note here is that this is the local minimum of this, although this expression can actually take a value from minus infinity to infinity. So friends, if you like the video, please like it and share it with your friends, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get updates on the new sessions.